Hey, this is Paul, and thanks for checking out our fruit review on Tyrone BIGGUMS. Now, this unique variety is one of the late Leo Manuel's hybrids. A seedling, he actually grew 20 pots worth, and they were labeled Selenoceres megalanthus crossed with Hyloceres costarricensis. And the seedlings are very different. You can see that this one puts on a really heavy farina coat. Look at that. So hence the name Tyrone BIGGUMS. I mean, it just gets on you. So really interesting plant material. The flower buds look like this. They're very interesting as well. And in my humble opinion, I am not 100% sure that these were crossed with Megalanthus DNA, just based off of all of the plants I have and what I've learned about these plants so far. It's very possible he crossed it with that pollen, and then maybe a bee cross-pollinated it with something else. But either way, they're very delicious, dynamic. This is a sister seedling of Leo's Dragon, weighing in at 3/4 of a pound. And let's go ahead and just cut this beautiful, beautiful fruit. Look at that. Ooh, it's not red. It's got some magenta tint. Now, this is a costarricensis fruit, the parent plant, Hyloceres costarricensis. So let's cut that open just because I just want to see the inside, see how similar they are. Oh, yeah, they are. So you can tell that it's very much like the costarricensis plant, very costarricensis dominant. And I'm really excited to try this. So let's first see how sweet it is. I'm really interested to see. And now typically we want something around 16 is kind of what I like, 16 and greater. Once you get in the mid-20s, it's almost just too sweet. So I like a sweet and sour. So if we get somewhere around 17, 18, that is my personal sweet spot. Ooh, I already zeroed it, sorry. I'm a little rusty. It's the first fruit we've reviewed this season. So remember, you want to get the liquid from the center here because that's where the sugar content is greatest in these fruit. And you don't want any pulp, you just want the liquid. And of course, I didn't bring all of my tools out, so I'm just going to do it this way today. Don't want to get any seeds in there. Again, you just want the juice. Just get that juice loose. Okay. Now I can already tell this is a little too thick, but let's just go for it and see. And it may be skewed data. So we're just going to say about 15. Now, remember, that's just a number and a sample size. And the sweetness and the tart and the balance, that's what matters. Sweetness and acidity. I haven't had a costarricensis fruit for a few years, and it's definitely complex. No earthiness. It's got a nice sweetness, and it does have a nice acidity. I do get berry flavors, very typical of most red flesh. And it kind of actually reminds me of some of our Orahona seedlings in a strange way, despite the different genetics. But taste-wise, that's what I'm thinking about. And the seeds are, whoops, they're interesting. Here's a little sunlight on it. Do I like the seeds? Let me try again. No earthiness. It's just rather mild. I really like it. I think next time I'm going to let it stay on the plant a little longer. Like this one, if you notice, see how thin the skin is versus here. So I think I picked this a little early. This is the first time picking this plant. So next time I'm going to pick it later. Let's see how it compares to its mother. Wow. Wow, that's very tangy. Sweeter, definitely. Okay. They're both good. And they're both keepers for me. And I really like how unique all of these 20 pots of Leo's Dragons, sister seedlings, are turning out. They're very, very unique plants. Wide a range of DNA genetics. So there you go. Not a bad one at all. Not as good as my favorite here. Let me go ahead and cut this just so I could see personally. I love Guatemalans. This is Leo's eBay Self-Fertile. And this one is the sweetest one I've ever Brixed at the Guatemalans. This is Brixing in the 21s. So let me see what I think compared to Tyrone. Yeah, just such a different experience, but in a good way. I still would take a Guatemalensis any day over these, I hate to say, but I'm just being honest. Taste-wise, something about this, I really like the flavor, but it could just be the way I am. Either way, all of these I would consider a tier 1 fruit, much better than any grocery store that you would go and buy these fruit. Typically, if you buy them in the store, they're going to be white flesh, but man, I really enjoyed that. I'm going to go around for some more. Let's see. Yeah, going back to this, I do like it. It's just a little bit more bland, in my humble opinion, but look at the color. Let me see. See that? So the sunlight's just perfect right now. So hopefully you could see that it's more of a magenta, like a deep red magenta. So there you go. There is Tyrone Biggums. Give us a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching. Definitely an interesting fruit with a really, really interesting plant, as you can see. Look at that farina, the powdery coat. All right, take care.